Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Christine. So today I'm bringing to you guys
My name's Brandon.
Get out! So today I'm bringing to you guys a Drugstore Prom makeup tutorial, and I love this look because I feel like you can wear it to so many different things. Not only is it good for prom, you can also wear it to church if you're feeling fancy, Mother's Day, which is coming up, or even if you are a guest at a wedding, anything like that. I feel like this is a really good, easy glam look that goes with any type of colored dress that you may have or any outfit. The lip is also really versatile because the look is so neutral. You can pair it with any type of lip that you want. Everything that I used is drugstore: eyebrows, brushes, sponges. So if you guys are interested in seeing this look that I created with my drugstore items, first make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and the little notification bell, and let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. So first off, I thought it'd be kind of fun to get into a little bit of skincare. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know I'm like such a big skincare junkie, and these are a lot of things that I have really been enjoying, so I wanted to just share with you guys. So starting off, I'm going to go in with my Pharmacy Better Days Ahead. And this moisturizer is so good. This actually contains CBD. I find that it's really calming, and the whip texture of it is really nice. I just got it about a couple weeks ago, but I have been using it non-stop, especially in the mornings. I just loved like the whip texture of it. I started having like a weird rash on my neck. I started putting like moisturizers and lotions on it just so that it would kind of like calm it down, but a lot of the moisturizers actually made it flare up even worse. And I find that this is one of the few moisturizers that I can actually slather on and it really calms it down. It's really soothing and not too harsh at all, and it's nice because there's not really a scent to it. It smells a little bit herbal slash like CBD, but I don't mind it at all. I like that it's not like heavy in fragrance, because when I put it on my neck, it just really calmed it down. It didn't like irritate it in any way. I'm actually gonna put a little bit more. If you have like oily, sensitive skin like I do, you would really enjoy this. It really does a good job of sinking into my skin, and it's really calming and doesn't irritate either. And so I just have been really enjoying this moisturizer. Next, I'm actually gonna pop on an eye mask and let it sit in while I do my eye makeup. And the one that I'm gonna use today is from Peter Thomas Roth. This is the Clinical Skincare 24 Karat Gold Pure Luxury Lift and Firm Hydrogel eye patches, and it comes with a little spoolie so you can lift them up. These feel super bougie, but I like saving them for special events, especially if you run a prom. You can treat yourself. Okay, and then next I'm gonna go in and do my eyebrows. And I'm gonna use my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. I have been loving this pencil. I talked about this in my drugstore makeup starter kit. So if you guys, especially if you are like kind of new to makeup and you want to expand your collection, that video is really great because it talks about like all of my favorite drugstore makeup items, and a lot of them are really easy to use as well. Some of the things that I talked about in today's video I mentioned in my drugstore starter kit, but I tried to use a lot of things that I haven't really talked about yet, just so you guys have like a big variety of different things that I like. Zoom you guys in. That is real close. Okay, now that the eyebrows are done, my next step would be to go in with my eyeshadows. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using today is a CoverGirl Full Spectrum palette, and this one is in the color Reverence. I love this eyeshadow palette. I feel like the colors in here are just absolutely gorgeous. There's so many different colors and shades that you can work with as well. This one is a little bit more warm tone, but I feel like on my skin tone, I just prefer warmer tones. My number one tip, especially if you are doing makeup for a big event, would be to practice your eye makeup look. When I first started out doing makeup, I practiced my makeup looks before I would take a shower. Just practice blending, using different colors, and that's just a great way to get your practice in without having to like commit to using that makeup for the whole day. So I would highly recommend practicing before the event, just so you kind of like know what colors you're going to use, how you're going to blend it out, and just seeing it all work before the actual event. I love this palette, and so I'm going to start off with this color right here. It's a really good transition color that will help the rest of the shimmers and darker tones blend in with the rest of our eye look. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe M441 brush. I try to mention the name of the brushes that I use, but sometimes I forget. If you guys would like to see like an in-depth video on like my favorite drugstore brushes, let me know. We're just gonna start here in the outer corner, and I'm just gonna start tapping. And then slowly drag in the color. And I haven't picked up any more colors. This is just whatever I had on my brush. I'm just using that in windshield wiper motion. I feel like the eyeshadows are so pigmented. They're really easy to blend, and you just want to be patient too, because the longer you take on blending, the better it looks. I'm going to pick a little bit more of that same color and kind of focus it on the outer corner and just kind of build up. I have here a big clean brush, and I'm just going to use this to kind of buff out the outer corners and just make sure that everything blends really nicely. Sometimes this happens where some of the serum gets onto my eye by accident, and when that happens, I'm just going to wipe it off. To prevent that from happening, I'm actually going to go in with a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to dust some of this foundation powder over my eyelid just to kind of even out my eyelid and just prevent any of that patchiness from happening. You can see already that's so much better. Slowly bring it into the center. So now we don't have that patchiness anymore. So that's just an easy way. Whenever that happens, don't get frustrated. Okay, so now that I have built it up to that, I'm really happy with the way that that looks. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with a shimmer shade. I'm going to use a color in this palette. I'm just going to pick up this goldy color with my finger. I'm going to pat this in on the inner third of my eyes. And the nice thing about these eye patches too is they catch any fallout that happens. So it's kind of a double whammy, you know. So I want this eye to have a little bit more impact, so I'm going to go in with this Essence Metal Shock eyeshadow, and this is in the color Solar Explosion. I wore this in my April favorites video, and a lot of you guys were asking what eyeshadow I had on my lid, and like, look how pretty that is. This one is only a couple dollars too. I just love the brand Essence. I feel like so many of their things are so affordable. So I'm just going to take this, and then I'm going to go in with a clean finger and kind of pat that out, blend it up a little bit. So I see how much of an impact that shadow has on the eye. It just makes it, just gives it a little bit more of a oomph. I feel like that was so easy to do also. And then going in with my Maybelline The Falsies Mascara. I love this mascara. I feel like it is one of the few that keeps my really straight lashes curled all day, and it doesn't smear on my waterline as well. So I just know this is a really reliable mascara. I did forget that I was going to line my upper lash line with this dark brown right here. And I have a little Real Techniques angled liner brush. So I'm just going to pick up some of this dark brown with this brush. I'm only going to tap on liner starting at the half of my lash line and then bringing it out. I don't want to bring it too far in because it's going to close up my eyes, and I want my eyes to kind of have like a catty effect. So I'm just going to start tapping it right here on the middle. And then if you feel comfortable, you can kind of wing it out as well. Okay, so that is what the lash line looks like. You can tell there's just such a difference. It just adds a little bit more drama to the eye. If you didn't want to pop on false lashes, you can just leave it like this as well. You can just add a little bit more mascara, give a little extra pump to your eyelashes, and you can be good to go. But I want a little bit more drama, so I'm going to go ahead and add lashes. I have been loving these Ardell Foam Ink lashes. These are the 811. These are a little bit more dramatic than their Demi Wispies, so I feel like this is a really good look for prom. If you don't wear lashes that often and you don't want to go super crazy with the lashes, you can get the Ardell Demi Wispies, or the Wispies are really nice as well. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these on, and I will be right back. So this is what the lashes look like on. I feel like it makes such a difference to the makeup look. It makes your eyes like the whole focus of the look, which I love. I'm gonna go ahead and take them off as well. We're gonna go in with my favorite eye cream of all time. I mentioned this in my April favorites video. This is the Boscia Indigo Eye Cream. I love how brightening this is. Do you see how like brightening that eye cream is? I love this stuff. Next, we are just going to do a little bit of priming. Normally, I don't really wear primer on a day-to-day basis, but if I want my makeup to last all day, I will go in with a little bit of a pore refining primer. And one that I've been loving is this CoverGirl Full Spectrum Matte Ambition Primer. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this just because I don't want it really all over my face wherever I have bigger pores or where I get oily. For foundation, especially if we want this to last the whole night while you're dancing, you're sweating. Since I have oily skin, I just prefer using like matte or long wearing foundations, and one that I have been loving is this Full Spectrum CoverGirl Matte Ambition Foundation. This is in the color Medium Golden. CoverGirl sent me like a big PR package, and I actually have truly been liking a lot of their things. So this video isn't sponsored or anything, it's just I truly love a lot of their new line. Just gonna do like a pump of this foundation. Look, I even have a drugstore sponge for you guys. This is the one from Wet n Wild Beauty. I'm planning on doing like a big sponge review video soon, and I was gonna film it this week, but I just feel like I haven't really thoroughly tried every single sponge yet. So sorry if it's taking a little bit more time, but I just want to make sure that like my reviews are accurate. Okay, so one thing I like about this foundation is you can really build up the coverage. So since I only did one pump and my sponge is really damp, I got more of a like light to medium coverage. And so I'm actually gonna do another pump and build up the coverage a little bit more. I want to clean up the eyeshadow right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my foundation to do that. So I'm just gonna do a couple dots right there. Right here where I need a little bit more coverage. I'm just going to take my sponge and kind of drag it. Same thing over here with this eye. And then I'm just going to drag whatever's left on my forehead. I usually don't like to go in with that much just because my forehead doesn't need that much coverage, so I don't want to put too much foundation up there. Okay, so now that I'm happy with that base, I'm going to go in with a concealer. A concealer that I have been loving is this Flower Girl concealer. Flower Girl concealer. I really like this one. I feel like this is a really good one, especially for a special event because it is nice and creamy and easy to work with. I have it in the shade light medium, and it's perfect for me right now because I'm actually a little bit tan, so I'm just going to put a little bit right here and kind of drag it down my nose as well. Okay, so now that that concealer is blended out, it just looks super pretty and fresh, and I love the way that concealer looks. And then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I love this brush. We just want to make sure that we buff everything out so that the makeup kind of sinks into our pores and just looks really pretty and flawless. Like, look how pretty that looks. There's no contour, no powder. So next we're going to go in with my favorite Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. This is in the shade 10. Again, all of these are mentioned in my drugstore makeup starter kit, so if you guys want more like in-depth reviews, I would highly recommend checking out that video. Also, if you just love drugstore makeup, there's just so many of my holy grails in there, so just gonna pick up a little bit of that. If you guys watched a lot of my makeup tutorials, you guys know I just love packing the powder right here because that way we get the most powder right there, and it really makes your pores look airbrushed. And then I slowly will drag out the powder, and that way we don't have too much powder on our under eyes because I don't want it to look too cakey. It's okay if there's a little bit of excess because we're just gonna let it like lightly bake a little bit. Starting right here again. Wherever you get oily, you want to make sure you put a little bit more powder and lightly bake there. That way it'll last you a really long time. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of that powder and drag it down my nose as well, and we're just going to do like a light bakeage. Usually the problem that I have is when I bake, it gets really cakey right here, so I'm actually going to dust that away right now because I don't want it to get cakey there. But everywhere else, like in my pores and stuff, I want to let this powder sit for a second. While we're doing that, we can go ahead and finish up the under eyes. So going back in with the same eyeshadow palette that we used earlier, I'm just going to take this gold shimmery shade on my ring finger, just pick up a little bit of that, and I'm actually going to drag that color right here on my lower lash line. I feel like using a shimmery shade is really great because it helps to add a little bit of definition to your lower lash line, but it doesn't really darken it up that much. So I'm happy with the way all of that looks, and then I'm going to go ahead and go and kind of dust away the excess. And then I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of the face as well. So I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me powder in 310. I haven't talked about this powder in a long time, but I do really like it. We just want to set the whole face because we want to make sure that the foundation, any other concealer that we put anywhere else, stays on our face the whole day. So I'm using patting motions just to make sure that we don't disturb the base. Awesome, awesome. Next we're gonna bronze our face, and we're gonna use the CoverGirl Full Spectrum powder. This is in the shade Tan Golden. This is actually a foundation powder, but is a little bit darker than my skin tone, so I actually really like it. In person, it's more of a like golden, it's like a yellow golden color, so it's like the perfect color to bronze. So I'm using my e.l.f. complexion brush, and I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that. Start right here and use patting motions. I love using this foundation powder because I feel like it blends so easily. Okay, so that is what the face looks like bronzed and contoured. And now I'm going to go in and contour my nose. So now that I have my nose contour on, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the face really quickly. We are going in with the Burt's Bees blush. I love this blush. This is in the color Bare Peach. I feel like this color is just perfect and goes with like every single makeup look. I feel like this blush is so pretty too because it has a little bit of shimmer in it. So it really makes your cheekbones pop. And I'm just going to dust the rest over my face to kind of warm it up as well. And then going in with my highlight, this is actually an eyeshadow, but this is a Maybelline New York powder in the color The Glow Down. Love this, especially for highlight. I feel like it's such a beaming color. And then I'm also going to bring some down the bridge of my nose as well. And I'm going to quickly line my lips. This is the LA Girl Ultimate Lip Liner in the color Keep It Spicy. I talk about this all the time, so I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me talk about it. And then for lipsticks, I literally brought so many options. I have all of my NYX lippies here just because I feel like they make some of the best lipsticks ever. I'm just going to go in with a nude, and this one is in the color Tan Lines. I love this lip color. It is clearly well loved. And then I'm going to set my face with my favorite Milani Make It Last setting spray. We want to make sure that our makeup lasts all night. So this completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. These are a lot of my favorite drugstore items. I didn't even need to go out and buy any new things just because I am such a big drugstore junkie already. The reason why I love this look too is not only can you wear it for prom, I feel like you can wear it to so many different occasions. For me, I like going extra glam, so I would even wear this for every day or if I know I'm gonna go take photos. So anyways, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see next from me. If you would like to see more makeup tutorials from me, recently I have been doing a lot of like reviews. I want to do a get ready with me soon, but if you guys just want to see like more makeup tutorials, like if you'd be interested in a one palette, 3 different looks, just let me know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.